Hello and welcome to Metro Arts. I'm your host, Miranda Bryant. Here on Metro Arts, we highlight some of the best in the business, from fine artists, photographers, and performing artists, to cinematographers and musical artists, all from the Metro Detroit area. On today's show, we'll enjoy music from the folk duo Athens Creek. We'll showcase the art of Brock Tiller, and we'll have a fashion show featuring designs of Rachna Chandra. Members of Musique Noire have performed with high-profile artists like Stevie Wonder, El DeBarge, and Aretha Franklin. How was it performing with those artists?
So it was pretty amazing. I mean, we certainly respect, and these are artists that we've admired for many, many years, and many others. That's just a small fraction of the many artists that we've performed with individually.
Diary of a Daughter in Diaspora explores your experiences as a woman of Muslim Algerian descent. What role has cultural identity and representation played in the development of your work?
I love this question. So, this is my book, Diary of a Daughter in Diaspora.
Recently, you were one of 5 artists chosen out of thousands submissions in a contest for Tidal Unplugged. Can you tell us more about the Emerging Artist Program?
So Tidal is, as you all know, a streaming platform that is owned by Jay-Z himself.
Our first guest on the Metro Arts is automotive design sculptor John Cundy. Hello.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for being here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
So John, you've been a design sculptor for over 30 years. How did you get started? Up next, we'll have an in-studio demonstration. You're watching Metro Arts Detroit. So what will you be demoing for us today?
Well, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to have you learn how to clay model today. What do you think?
I'm very excited.
Okay, good. Here, why don't we go ahead and have you grab this. This is a rake. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to give you a line. I want you to take and carve.
This way?
Carve right like this and carve
Okay.
that right off there. Go ahead.
Am I doing it right?
You're doing great. And then go ahead and try this. And just go ahead and use that.
Like this?
Like that? Yeah, you're doing great.
Can I do it this way?
Sure you can.
Okay.
You're hired.
Our first guest on the Metro Arts is special effects artist Dan Phillips. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me, Miranda.
Thank you for being here today. What have been some of your favorite makeup looks you've done over the years?
One of the most recognizable ones would probably have to be Nori from the Hobbit films.
Our next guest on the Metro Arts is painter and experimental artist Zuri Dean. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
How did you discover your passion for art? Can you tell us about some of the pieces you've brought in today, starting with this one?
Yes, so I did this piece last night.
Let's welcome dancer and teacher Shu Wang to Metro Arts. Hello.
Hi, Miranda.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Let's begin with an overview of your career. How did you become involved in poetry? Up next, Athens Creek will perform in studio. You're watching Metro Arts, produced at the Midtown Studio at Wayne State University. So in addition to being an artist, you're also a teacher. Can you talk about the Glass Academy and your role there?
Yeah, so we do a lot of different things at the Glass Academy.
How did you get involved in fashion design?
Since a little girl, I loved to sew. I learned from my mom and in school.
So can you start by telling us about your sound? What is your style of music?
So we are primarily a reggae band.
Thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Up next, Ray Williams will perform in studio. You've worked on award-winning films, made costumes for stage productions, and even designed for Insane Clown Posse. With all this experience, what have been some of your favorite looks?
Well, my favorite look is usually the last thing I made.
And we actually have some of your pieces on display today. Can you talk about each of these pieces?
Sure.
We are very excited to welcome our next guest back to Metro Arts. Singer-songwriter Sky Covington appeared in our first season 10 years ago, and now she's here again. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
In our Season 10 retrospective, let's revisit some of our favorite acting performances. Our next guest on the Metro Arts is Naneka Jackson. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Most definitely. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. How has being in and around Detroit influenced your career?
Oh, my. One of the main things is when I'm doing different things, people often say they can't believe I'm from Detroit because what they generally see and hear about is, torn up buildings, crime, things like that. One great thing about doing what I do is I'm able to show people the beauty that's here.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. I would like to thank our guests, Presto Baker, Cheryl Marie Freeman, and Bayan Funas for being here today. Remember, you can watch any of our shows online at metroartsdetroit.com and find us on social media. I'm your host, Miranda Bryant, reminding you to encourage innovation and always support the arts in your community.